Hello YouTube, Beat the Year back, another kicking action figure review. Yes, today's review is over a neat little figure. It is the DC Collectibles Dark Archer from their Arrow line. Yay, so this is Merlin the Dark Archer. Very, very cool. I've been wanting a Merlin. Glad they put one out. They did an unmasked one. I'd get him too, because I love John Barrowman. But, yeah, here he is. Very neat figure indeed. He has his problems, but we'll talk about that later. For now, just look at him in all his glory. Just one thing DC Collectibles pretty much always gets right. It's detail and paint. This guy looks fantastic. You can see his mask. Very, very cool. He even has little holes to breathe through right on the front there, as you can see. Very neat, you know. The hood looks great. Look how it just drapes. It looks really nice all around. You got the freaking studs in it and everything. Very nice. Just brown coat. Good gloves. It's looking really good. Everything over here, you know. Just a really cool cloak. Some boots. Look at them boots. Zipping up on the side. You got the gold zippers there. Love his quiver. Look at that, really cool. The arrows don't come out like on the arrow figure. They're just stationary. They're sculpted in there. So, yeah, that's what you get. Very, very cool. So you got the wrinkles detailed into the joints. That's insane. Painted joints too, which is really cool. Just on the figure and everything. Everything's the same color. Really nice. But yeah, now articulation. The head can move a little. This hood really hinders, so you can just have him look to the side a little bit if you want. Like that, but, you know, up and down, not really going to do much in those realms. The hood is rubber, by the way, so that makes it a little easier. But, you know, up and down on the arms, forward and back on the arms. You got an elbow bend. You got a swivel there on the elbow also. Back and forth on the wrists. Swivel on the wrists. And then, you know, no real torso articulation at all because of this big coat. The legs come out a little bit. They should have made slits here, like where these pieces of cloth meet, and made this slit back here bigger, like go farther up, because these legs come out barely at all. I mean, come on. And you do get a double knee bend though. Mine, come on. Oh, just bend. Here, this one did it. That was weird. But yeah, double knee bend. Right there. Up and down on the foot. Which is real nice. You got a ankle pivot. A good ankle pivot on this guy as well. So yeah, you know, that's it for articulation. Not the best, but DC Collectibles, guys. Come on. He does have some cool accessories. His bow. Real nice. I hope I'm having him hold it correctly, because this is just how I was holding it on the packaging. And honestly, you guys, I'm not an archery buff or anything. I just like the show. So I guess this is the correct way to hold it. You know, I got the merit badge several years ago, but I haven't really stuck with archery. Not my thing. It does have this cool drawstring. So if you want him drawing it, you just gotta stretch it over to his fingers here, which are sculpted to do stuff like that. Merlin also comes with this arrow that he can hold, but it's really just a recycled green arrow because you see it has the green arrowhead there. You can see that. A very green arrowhead right there. Also, these little fledglings or whatever these are called, also green. So, a green arrow. For Merlin the Dark Archer, just a black arrow would have been fine. I wouldn't even complain. Maybe some slight variation in the shafts and stuff, but this is just a green arrow. It does fit in his hand just fine though, so that's really good. You know, he can hold it, but be careful not to snap the shaft when you're fitting it between his fingers. Now, one problem I kind of have with this figure is that he can't really draw his bow well because of his kind of limited articulation over here. You can't really get the arms together in a way that can do it, but until they make like a super articulated green arrow or something, we're just gonna have to deal with stuff like this. So yeah, real limited articulation on the head, on the arms, on the legs. Ooh, not looking so well. Posability. I mean, it comes with these accessories, but can you really use them, you know? And love his bow. It's a great bow. I love displaying him with his bow, but, I mean, come on. There's only so much you can do with this guy. Now about some size comparisons. Here's the Dark Archer with some other Arrow figures from DC Collectibles. Here on the left, we have the Season 1 Arrow from the 2-pack. And here on the right, Deadshot, who came out alongside Dark Archer here. And, you know, honestly, I think he scales well with all three of them. They're looking real good together. Just, man, I'm getting my Arrow display together, and I'm really loving it. Arrow is such a cool show. It's got really cool figures. I'm just really digging all this. Now here's with some non-Arrow figures from DC Collectibles. Here on the left, we have the Ultraman from the New 52. He's from the Forever Evil comic and stuff. Also DC Collectibles, as I said. And here on the right, the Arkham Origins Batman. So, yeah, you know, I think he looks real good with the Batman, actually. The Batman's kind of big, but I think you can pass it off, you know. Their waist and stuff are about at the same place. He's just got all this bulky armor and stuff on. But he does look good with these video game Batman figures. The Arrow figures look great with them. I'm really loving it. And he doesn't look bad with these comic book figures either, like Ultraman over here. I think he still looks cool with Ultraman, so you can display him with your comic figures if you want to, because he just scales well with other DC Collectibles and DC Direct figures. And now here's with some Mattel figures. Here we have, on the left, the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Signature Collection Shazam. And here on the right, we have the DC Universe Classics Power Girl. Yeah, so these are both really cool figures, but they don't scale with the Dark Archer too well. They are just too short, so things like DC Universe Classics, Signature Collection, Unlimited, you know, Legacy, stuff like that, it's just not gonna scale. So, you know, just Mattel figures aren't gonna scale well with this guy. And to prove that point, here are some DC Movie Masters, also from Mattel. And here on the left, we have Sinestro from Green Lantern, and on the right, Alfred from The Dark Knight Rises. But, yeah, obviously, you know, nothing's really going on size-wise. They are way too small for the Dark Archer. It's not working out. Just doesn't work. It does not work. So, sorry. You can't scale them with your Dark Knight stuff, even though I wished you could, because I'd like to scale them with those in Man of Steel. But yeah, right now he only scales well with DC Collectibles, DC Direct figures. So what are my final thoughts on the Dark Archer from the DC Collectibles Arrow line? Well, he's cool, you know. He's not a perfect, fantastic figure, but just looking at him in box, you can kind of tell that he's going to have articulation problems, because that coat really doesn't let him move at all, but that's really a character design thing. You know, DC Collectibles has to work around character designs when they're putting in articulation and stuff. So he could have had a lot of torso articulation, but, you know, it would have looked bad because there would have all these cuts, you know, for the joints cutting through. But he does look great. He looks great. That I can confidently say. And he scales well with the figures that he's supposed to scale well with. It's just that articulation. It's just not good enough for me. I'm not feeling it. I'm not impressed by it. It's just not doing it for me. So all in all, I really just got to give this guy 3 out of 5 stars. He's not a bad figure. He's just okay. You know, he's worth having in your collection. Worth $25. Debatable. I guess it depends on how you feel about it yourself, how you feel about the character and the show and etc. But, you know, I got it for 20% off on Free Comic Book Day. So, you know, for me, totally worth it. But I'll just let you guys decide. So yeah, that's it. As I said, 3 out of 5 stars. Please remember to rate, comment, subscribe. Check out all the cool links in the description below. Facebook, Twitter, follow back on Twitter and all that jazz. So thank you all so much, and I'll see you all later.